What's up? Oh, wait. Okay, you got to do the intro.
Hello? Want to be a Munchie boy?
Munchie boys, what's up, Doc?
Munchie boys. What's up, Doc? What did that go like? What is that voice? I don't know why I can't. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the Bugs Bunny voice is.
It's kind of that, weird Mel Blanc, Brooklyn kind of wise guy, what's up, Doc? Yeah, hey, Tony, I'm gonna,
See?
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on? What's up? What's going on?
I don't know. I guess we're going. This is Munchie Boys, episode 34.
It's Munchie Boys. We're rolling. 34?
We've been doing this almost a full year.
Oh my gosh, 34. So you're telling me we have 2 after this until the season's over.
Are we still doing the season thing? Is that still like a thing?
I mean, that's what we're contracted for through, that big affiliate.
You mean the affiliate that we're completely making up right now? There's no affiliate, Tony. Quit lying.
Yeah, that's the one we're.
Quit lying to the people,
under.
man. They can see through your lie. You're eating. What are you eating?
Oh my gosh, I should have said it right away. I'm having Talenti peanut butter cup gelato.
Did you bring enough for everybody?
Yes, I'll send some through the screen right now, through the Zoom.
All right. It's not coming through.
We at least need the smell-o-vision.
Gelato sounds good. It's like really cold, but like I want something cold, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense to me because I have that. And guess what else? I'm like a double unhealthy guy right now. My vodka with soda water.
Vodka and gelato, that's an interesting combination. By interesting, I mean
I know.
Kind of weird, Tony.
Well, I was trying not to have it together. I was kind of like, well, it's a full podcast. I'll have the ice cream or the gelato. And then after that, I'll start diving into my vodka.
Okay.
So. This feels like just an all-around unhealthy day, if you know what I mean, once we get into what we got.
I mean, why don't you just make like a weird like vodka gelato float,
Oh my God.
That sounds horrible.
Because then that would have to be like a rock bottom conversation if I went to like a counselor.
It's like
they were like, what was the moment that you needed help? I was like, well, I made a peanut butter cup Talenti gelato float with vodka. And they'd be like, oh, dear God, you did need help.
And then you start like
but anyway,
raiding the cupboards for like, peanut butter cups and vodka so you can chase that dragon, that gelato dragon.
Mm-hmm. So it's been all cold, freezing cold.
Unprecedentedly cold even.
Until today. And it was still cold today, but I mean, comparatively. So what did you do to stay warm? Or was your boiler perfect?
My boiler was perfect, and I put up plastic on the windows. And
oh, nice. I did that too.
I taped around my doors, because I've got like old house with old doors and, like
to cut out the draft.
Cold air blows through, so... But then it's like, oh, do I pull the tape off my door now before the mail guy drops off my packages, or do I just keep everything completely sealed up and not step outside?
Damn, you taped the front door?
I did. I was taping everything, man. I mean, I wasn't taking any chances. I wasn't taping any chances either.
Oh.
But I'm always kind of curious about like the plastic, like the heat shrink plastic that you put on the windows and use the...
Yeah.
It's like, does that really work? But, you put it up on like a really drafty window, and I have some drafty windows.
Yeah, it does work.
Heck yeah. It's like, wow. Whereas before I could feel like what felt like a 6-inch hole to the outside world in this window is now nothing. Now heat is...
there's no breeze. Yep. And how many did you do? I did 9.
Oh, man.
A total of 9. 9 single windows.
Well,
that's including double windows. So, like, I consider a double as 2.
I bought 2 of the 2 sets of 10, and I only so far did 3 windows in the bedroom, 2 windows in the kitchen, one window downstairs. So I haven't really done that many windows yet. I mean, the thing is like most of my windows are already like blocked or, blackout curtains, and some have insulating type material in them like that. So like
they're semi being blocked anyway.
So I would like literally have to and also I'd have to like move pinball machines and pull out things to actually get to the windows to do more windows. And
yeah,
but I got the ones that are really problematic.
And plus we're now to that point where it's like beyond that brutally cold period.
Curiously enough, last time I had my house painted, I actually told the contractors to, normally when you like paint windows, you then like cut the window so that you can actually open and close it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I only really need this window, that window, and this window.
Cut.
Cut. Just basically leave the other ones painted shut, which also makes them
nice. So it actually left it sealed.
More energy efficient and probably more like break-in resistant too.
Yeah. Yep. Because otherwise they'd have to go through cut glass. So
because when you live in a house as long as I've lived in this house over a decade, you know which windows you're going to open, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And you know which ones you're not.
The downside to that, though, is that like last year on New Year's Eve, not this last year on last year, but last year, like the New Year's Eve turning 2020, I stayed home and I switched bedrooms. I switched the bedroom that I'd been in for a decade, and I went into to my other room, and then like when summertime rolled out and I had to put my my window unit air conditioning thing in, and I realized, the window I would put it in is one of the windows that I had them like paint shut, and I'd have to like go outside in the alley on a ladder and like cut this window. It's just not going to happen. So I was like, all right, well,
oh my gosh,
I'll just use this other window. Not a problem.
So funny. Yeah. So I actually had to do that with some of our windows. Like I noticed that there were a bunch of painted shut windows, and I'm sure it was like the same mentality at the time. Like, oh, well, I don't need to open that one. But it was crazy. Like I had to cut the inside and it's high up. So I ended up having to use 2 crowbars, like these two little flat crowbar-y things to like literally pop the window up. And luckily nothing
2
broke.
crowbars? Tony, are you nuts?
Ice cream.
Yeah.
You scream. We all scream for ice cream.
I don't know. Did you do anything crazy? Did you stay inside, all week long, or what's going on?
Okay, yes. Let's get to the cold factor. So we were able to pretty much stay in. As far as the warm factor goes, I luckily put up plastic on 9 single windows in the place before the cold hit, like the brutal cold.
Yep.
So it helped like insanely. And then the other thing is our furnace held up like perfectly. Like we have been turning it down because we're good citizens. Like, how they were like, people need to turn down their thing a couple degrees because the electricity. And we were like, okay.
And not to take sides with any power districts or anything, but that's kind of annoying because I first got those emails and those messages like on Saturday night.
And you were like, screw you.
It wasn't just like turn the thermostat down. It was like turn the thermostat down. Things like TVs and kitchen appliances.
Yeah, unplug
them because they're still drawing power. So they're telling you to like that first night I even shut my studio monitors off, because they never really, I never shut them off. I mean, everything was completely off or unplugged and turned down. And then like you look downtown and like every stupid light is on and all the big, it's like,
yeah. I heard about that. A lot of people were posting that. Like, why the hell are
companies,
all these
if you really want, everybody to kind of like be good citizens and follow along with these advisories, lead by example.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to turn my monitors off and unplug like all of my kitchen appliances and my microwave and computer monitors and computers and stuff if you're still like running like all of your stupid vanity lights down.
The outdoor lights. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All the bright lights. And stuff. But but I was just saying like it's crazy though, because like we're lucky the furnace actually holds up even in that brutal cold, and then I'm sure that the doing the windows helped a lot. The other thing is like where I am now is upstairs, the office upstairs. It's usually pretty cool up here. And we just kind of don't really care because we don't really spend a ton of time up here. Like besides my office.
Pretty cool as in cold or pretty cool as in cool?
I mean, my office is cool, like as in dope. Like that's pretty fat. PHAT.
Pretty cool. It's hot up here.
But so like if we have it set to 70 downstairs, it's honestly like, probably like 65 or 66 up here because it's just like.
Which is weird. It's like the opposite of my house because like, hot air generally tends to rise.
Well, I do have an excuse for that. So we've been closing. We have a door that leads upstairs that we close. And then we have a door to the basement. So it's actually cool because we can like control the airflow of like keeping the heat on the main floor and just kind of reducing it going everywhere. So it is cooler in the basement and upstairs because we keep both those doors closed. So the heat doesn't really. Upstairs, there's just basically like 3 vents and everything. And this has become an HVAC podcast.
You know, and this is not the first time either.
I know, whether we're talking about boilers or vents. I mean, this is Omaha's premier HVAC podcast.
You know, maybe this whole food podcasting isn't working out for us. Let's do like a homeowner's blog instead. How about that? Because I was basically like wasn't planning on leaving my house all week anyways, and I ran out of stuff to cook like maybe like Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
I got to the point where I think like Monday I was like, all right, I still have this a Kraft macaroni and cheese or cheese and macaroni box, you know, so I made that in my Instant Pot since we talked about it a couple weeks back.
And you were like, I can get by on that. Yeah.
And then I was like, that's it, I'm out, you know. So then I was like, well, that's fine, you know, I've got potatoes. I can always throw potatoes in the air fryer or just like, you know, eat them raw and let the, you know, the iodine, you know, turn my blood blue. That's not real. I wouldn't actually do that. But
oh man, we've been munching. Like,
yeah,
we got to a point where we were like, do we seriously munch too much? Like, so I'm trying to think. We got what we got today, which we'll dive into here in a minute. But then before that, we honestly had Salween the other day. Which I know I said I've been trying to go to Bangkok lately, but we were like, oh, we need Salween for once.
Oh, man.
So we had Sally Way.
Do you still do the Sally Way up there on
yeah, since we live
Pacific?
by yep on Pacific. Yeah. And then I'm trying to think of something right before that, but I feel like we've been munching. Oh, did we already talk about how we got meatball?
I don't know. Did we?
Well, yeah. Well, I think it was before we got meatball, and it was I was a complete hog, not Whitney, because we got 3 subs because it was the special $6 subs or whatever.
You got 3 subs at meatball,
yeah.
Tony,
and I had 1.5, and then Whitney saved her half for the next day. But then we had the waffle fries, and it was freaking good. I always love when we revisit places we've already done episodes for.
That does sound good.
Mm-hmm.
I was, you know, on Tuesday, which was, of course, the crazy, crazy day that was like, whatever. We don't need, I mean, anybody listening to this, anybody that basically is alive in the United States, you know, no matter where you're at, really, it was cold.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're in LA, it was still like 45 or something. So we don't need to go talk about how cold it was, but
it was insane. That's all we
about 6 o'clock in the afternoon, or the evening, I was finally like, you know what? I haven't left the house in a week. Maybe I should just like go out. And I drove past the Runza on Farnham. I figured, you know, they weren't going to be all that busy at 6 o'clock at night.
Why can I not think of where that is? Farnham, and is it?
It's kind of by where Godfather's used to, across from the street from where Godfather's used to be.
Like what number roughly street?
About 29th-ish, almost 30th.
Great.
But there was a line there, and I was like, you know what? God, I'm not gonna wait in the line. So I went to Fetta's, and I got a spicy gyro combo, which was good.
Oh yeah, you sent me a pic. That looked lovely.
And so after not leaving the house for a week and kind of like shunning, you know, prepared food, it was nice to just like, you know, sit there and gorge on Fetta's. Oh, so good.
I forgot one more thing. We actually split Lollibella veggie combo too.
What? You went? Oh man.
Yep, that was. I love how when I try to remember food things, I pull up my bank info. God, that's hilarious. But yeah, we split. So here's my dilemma, and this is the fat boy dilemma. Whenever me and Whitney get Lollibella and we just split a veggie combo, I'm never fully satisfied. Because you've seen me wolf down a veggie combo by myself plenty of times.
Yes, I have seen this with my own eyes, and it's
and that is too much. Like that is gorging. But the thing is I feel like 2/3 of the veggie platter is the perfect amount, like for a meal. So whenever me and Whitney split it, like we both go crazy on it, but then I feel like I'm like not satisfied fully. Like I always want to eat more after that.
I'm always expecting our friend at Lalabella to come up to us and say, you guys realize each one of those plates is a family portion, right?
And we're like, sir, we've seen people like we've literally seen groups of people leave without finishing them. Yeah, we have our own and we finish it. Aaron, you're supposed to say no. I always leave a little bit of greasy injera by itself, like on the plate.
I was almost gonna try to like talk in his accent, and I realized that no, I am not going to insult this wonderful purveyor of fine foods by trying to, by
trying to say something like, "Would you like tea?"
Yeah, so I just kind of like made up my own thing. I think at the last minute.
You know what's been awesome every time? Well, I kind of this is kind of like cynical of me. I was gonna say I think I deserve it, but every time I get takeout when I'm waiting, he's like, "Oh, do you want tea?" Like he gives me like a free cup of tea while I wait.
Free tea? You got free tea?
Yeah, but the reason I was being cynical and saying I think I deserve it is you want to know why? They freaking raised their prices.
What?
Yeah, and well, actually, here's the thing. I don't think you're affected by this because what do you always get?
Tibbs, spicy.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure that stayed the same. So here's the thing. I'm gonna go to the menu real quick. Where is it? I'll just go to all menus real quick. So here we go. Tibbs, $11. That's what it's been for a long time, right?
Yeah, it was like $9.50 for a while, but I think it's been $11 for a while. I don't know.
Yeah, so see, even that got raised here. And then here we go. So the combo plate, $15. Vegetarian, guess how much it is?
Oh my gosh, $16.
No, 15. The same as the combo, which, as you know, compared to any other restaurant, that's ridiculous because any meat dish, like the combo that has all the different meats or a few different meats, is 15, and you would expect the veggie to be less. It's not. It's seriously like the same price. And I think I figured this out why. It's because it's probably even more popular than the combo.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I mean, I guess it's not unheard of. Obviously, they're just doing what like. They're fluctuating their price for the popularity, which is fine. But I was just bummed because I think I remember paying $11 or $12.
Well, I think the oh gosh, what is that? The Indian restaurant in Interrail that has the
dang it, I never know the name.
But I think their platters. I think their non-meat platters actually more than their meat platter. I could be wrong on that.
Let's see.
Those sampler platters are great.
Maharani.
Is that it? Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's Maharani because I just looked up Indian and the Interrail Omaha. So dang it, I wish they had a menu because I wanted to see what you were talking about.
Oh, flavors sounds good. I should go down to flavors and get something tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, I know. How come every day it's just like, oh man, that sounds good. Like I swear all those sound good every day.
I thought I saw on Ika-san's Facebook that they had something really nice, like something kind of spicy and last week, and I was like, do I leave the house and go get that? Then I was like, no. Do I want to like, trudge downtown and have to park like 3 blocks away due to construction and then like, in like all the snow and the freezing-y conditions? It's like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't. Maharani. I wanted to see what you were. I can't find it, but whatever. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Maharani, Aaron.
No, we're
not.
We're
here to talk about. No, we're not. That's not the episode, okay, folks? But you know what is the episode?
What?
Let's dive into what we dove into. Where did we go today?
Well, let's see. Should I give some like weird hints that nobody's gonna ever remotely guess?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean, let's see. It's a very famous gun brand.
It is a famous gun brand, and the wife of the famous gun brand guy built a crazy mansion with doors and staircases that lead to nowhere.
What?
At this point, people are like,
I know what you're talking
what?
about.
You're obviously talking about Sarah Winchester, so where did you go?
Is it a certain mystery house?
It is. I wonder if her house is still up.
Oh, wait, that must have been another one.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but
Oh, I found a different one.
Well, I mean, it probably is. I mean, it's like basically the Winchester mansion. I mean, she built it after her husband passed away, and she has all these like hidden passageways and stairways that lead to nowhere and doors that lead to nothing.
Oh, is that? Yeah, so I'm looking at Winchester Mystery House in is it California? Anyway. San Jose, California. Anyway. But I think that's not what you're talking about. Anyway, where did we go?
Do you know the way to San Jose?
That's the name of the restaurant.
Yes.
No, we went to Winchester Bar and Grill here in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, just south of just east of 72nd Street on Q.
72nd and Q, dude.
Yeah, it's by where Funplex used to be.
Isn't it
I
still
right?
there, or is it like to some degree, or might?
Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right. Did it? Is it
Yeah, I
still
think
there?
you're thinking
What
of
the
Family
heck?
Fun Center, which kind of went bye-bye.
No, I'm thinking of Funplex, but has it always been the same size? Like, did it not get reduced down a bit?
I don't know.
How am I missing it when I took a left? That's weird, because it was always 72nd and Q, dude.
I don't know, Tony. How have you been missing it?
I don't know, but now I'm kind of wondering, why did I go all the way to why did I stupidly go to 72nd and then all the way down instead of just taking 60th, which is closer to me? I'm an idiot.
But all week long, I've seen people posting pictures of their daily specials, and like,
oh my God, yes.
like this post that says, "Fight the cold with warm comfort food. Enjoy our Wednesday meatloaf special." But no, we didn't go on Wednesday.
When did we go?
We went on Thursday, which is their pork chop day. We didn't get pork chops.
We went today.
And I was like, Tony, we could go like tomorrow, and it's like their chicken fried steak and chicken fried chickens on special. And you're like, I don't care. I'll pay the extra $2. And I'm like, it's not about $2, Tony. It's about getting the special at a bar and grill. You know, that's kind of fun. You know, you get the special. You know, it's special. It makes it special.
Exactly. So,
but no, we didn't get the special.
So I've been seeing the same thing, which is people posting about Winchester's comfort food menu. And if you go look on Winchester Bar and Grill's comfort food menu, the pictures already look absolutely delightful, don't they, Aaron?
Oh, they do. They do.
Even though when I was seeing the pictures, I was like, ooh, that looks absolutely delightful. So, what did you get?
Well, I wanted to get something that was on special, but I didn't really feel like getting the pork chop special. So what I got is the hot beef sandwich, which is Tuesday's special, which would have been nice to get on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then I got the chicken fried chicken, which
I
is
thought it was chicken fried
Fridays.
steak.
It's both, man. It's Chicken Fried Friday. Are you not paying attention here?
No, I just thought it was called chicken fried steak, but you said chicken fried chicken.
They've got chicken fried steak and they've got chicken fried chicken.
Oh.
Chicken fried steak is some sort of a steak product. Chicken fried chicken is some sort of
Oh my gosh, now I see
chicken.
what you got. Yes, now I'm looking. So we must have got the chicken fried steak. Yeah.
You got the chicken fried steak. I got the chicken
That's
fried
what
chicken.
I got for Whitney. Okay.
I'm so surprised that at your finally coming to terms with this.
I literally
this
did not
here.
get it. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I seriously thought it was the same thing, and now I'm kind of disappointed because I bet, well, Whitney said chicken fried steak, so she probably knew. Maybe I'm just the one that didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with either. I mean, chicken fried steak or chicken fried chicken. I just, I got the chicken, you got the steak. We are not the same.
Okay, so I'll dive into what I dove into, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty.
Okay.
Okay, so Whitney, as you just heard, got the chicken fried steak that comes with the corn and the gravy and the mashed potatoes. And then I got the hot beef too, the hot beef sandwich that came with the potatoes and the little roll.
Too.
Actually, it's almost looking like Whitney's came with the roll, and I accidentally stole it.
Yeah.
I think I stole her roll. She's gonna be mad. No,
I mean, a hot beef is effectively all bread anyway.
yeah,
so you don't
I was
need a
gonna
roll,
say I think
Tony.
I stole her roll because there's already bread. So
Okay, Whitney, if you're listening to this, I'd kick the bum out of the house, you know. And
hey, at least I paid for it. She'd be like, well, you did pay for the roll, so I guess you can have it.
yeah.
But anyway, so let's get back to you then. Let's talk about your details. Let's talk about how much you liked it.
Well, I was I probably would have had more fun if one of the items that I would have got was on special today. But
oh, dang it!
you know, like, but apparently to Tony, it doesn't really make a difference. You know, it's like it doesn't matter whether it's a special or not. It's like, so whatever.
I was telling Aaron, I was like, you just get what you want to get. It doesn't matter if it's the special day.
My thought was to get, like, you know, the two things and have half of them, you know, for lunch and then like the rest for dinner. But then I realized that one problem that we always have when we do these, you order food, you pick it up, and then I've got to drive 15 minutes to get home, and then I, you know, have to eat, you know. So a hot roast beef sandwich, which is effectively a roast beef sandwich with gravy all over it, doesn't really set well, you know, on a 15-minute car ride home. You know, you basically open it up and it's like, oh, you know, I basically have to eat this whole thing right now because if I eat half of it later, reheat later, you know, I'm basically like, you know, the Rotella's white bread that's infused with gravy at this point.
It's just going to be mush.
It's going to become like mush. So I basically ate my hot roast beef sandwich for lunch, which was great. I mean, I haven't had a hot roast beef sandwich, and like, I honestly don't remember the last time I would have. And this was a good one too. I mean, it wasn't like, you know, some like, you know, slick meat thrown on bread with like some kind of a, you know, liquid gravy thing poured on it. I mean, it was a good. Well, you know, you had it, Tony, right?
Yeah, but I was holding back because I was just listening to what you were saying, and then I was going to unleash my opinion.
I could definitely go back, like, you know, like for example, Tuesday when it's the special, and get another one. I mean, I would totally do that.
So then, did you not have the fried chicken yet, or did you have it for dinner?
I mean, I by the time this is like what 8 hours later. I mean, I've had it by now, but
Ooh.
Lunchtime I did not. No, I had I saved it for.
So what'd you think of that? Let's hear.
I liked it. I mean, I probably would have liked it better had we, you know,
had it fresh.
Not had it during like a pandemic, and had we actually been inside and eating it fresh off of the grill, you know, because like both fried chicken in my case, steak in your case, and a hot roast beef sandwich. I mean, they're best served right fresh off of the grill. I mean, you know, you throw them in a white styrofoam container. Actually, they did wrap the containers in
with cellophane, or not cellophane,
saran wrap, you know, which was nice because
cellophane, Jesus.
You know, sometimes you get things that are like really heavy in gravy or sauces, and on the car ride home, you know, you got a few bumps or turns, and next thing you know, you got like gravy everywhere, you know.
It might be that, and then it might also just be to like keep the heat in or something. Like, I don't know.
So whatever really did, that was a nice touch because you know, I didn't spill gravy anywhere, and B, everything was nice and hot, you know. But again, you know, roast beef sandwich was a little on the mushy side. That's not their fault. That's just the fault of white bread and gravy, and like, you know, 20 minutes between the time I got it off the counter and we took our pictures, and I finally got home and to eat it. So
yeah, I bet it was like a thing where like anytime we get takeout, which is every time, I feel like it's at least 30 minutes from food going into the box to us eating it. Because if you think about it, like even if they say, oh, it'll be ready at 7:20, like sometimes, you know, it probably gets done at, you know, 7:10 and they put it in there and then like whatever. So you always got to account for the early time and then picking it up and driving home and all that. And then, but with mine, so I got home and Whitney was doing a work Zoom earlier too. And then I'm OCD about presentation and like just thoroughly, and I never just eat it out of the box. I always replayed it. So since it's like cold in the cupboards because it's cold outside, I literally turned on, speaking of wasting electricity, I turned on broil on the oven. And then I got it. Yeah, I got it all nice and hot. And then I literally put the 2 plates in the oven for like 1 minute. And then I got them out and I put my hot beef on the plate. And I dished myself up, and then I put dished up Whitney's, and I put them back in the oven for another like minute. And then I got mine out to eat, and I started eating. And then like 5 minutes later, Whitney came out, and I got hers out of the oven, and it was like the perfect temperature. It was like super hot, but not like hot to where it would burn your fingers to touch the plate. It was just like that perfect warm hot. And so I set hers down, but I was still eating. And I will say, like, we literally completely, absolutely loved it.
Okay.
I think it was the replating and the reheating and stuff like that. And I was seriously just devouring the hot beef. Like, it was so freaking good. Like, the the lovely beef with all the brown gravy all over it with the bread, and then the lovely mashed potatoes. And I was telling Whitney, I think there's something about the comfort food that you always love it because you rarely ever have it. Like, we never have that type of food, like hot beef with potatoes.
Oh, I don't know.
And chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and gravy and corn. And like, we never have that type of stuff. Like, we always just make other meals and stuff.
So are you guys like boyfriend, girlfriend, steady dates, lovers? Come on, Sporto. Level with me. Do you slip her the hot beef injection?
Oh, yeah.
What's that from, Tony?
No, I gave her the old chicken fried steak. Is it the Breakfast Club?
Ding, 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 ding. Yes.
I knew it. But yeah, I gave her the old chicken fried steak injection. But yeah, so we completely loved it. It was absolutely lovely. Like, I was actually surprised at how much I loved everything. Like, it was so, they have a real chef going on there, I think. So that's perfect.
Yeah, I also like the, I don't know if it was the beef or the gravy, but it had like a, kind of like a carroty stew thing going on. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was seriously perfect to me.
Yeah, I could totally go for another one of those right now.
I know. After you already had the other ones.
As we record this.
But I would definitely, so here's the thing. I would absolutely recommend Winchester for the lovely comfort food menu. But here's the thing, Aaron. We were going to do it at some point anyway, because I forgot. I think have you had their other food? Because I literally think that, and many other people think this too, they have one of the best cheeseburgers.
I have honestly never been inside of a Winchester before in my life. So.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to go back there for the regular food.
Cheeseburger?
Because their freaking cheeseburger and their tots are like so amazing. Yeah. It's like so freaking good. It's insane.
All right.
You wouldn't think it, but they have a good reputation for food, like an amazing reputation. You would just be like, oh, what's this like random bar over here on?
Yeah, I mean, I as somebody who barely leaves the house anymore and barely goes into doesn't go into bars and doesn't go into grills and doesn't go into bar and grills, like I'm out of the loop as far as the bar and grill menu rundown. I got to get out more often. I got to live a little. And by live a little, I mean,
I know.
Eat
you got to
food
go to a
kill me
show
a
there once everything, they have shows, once COVID's over.
I'm looking at a picture of their burger right now. They've got a Tuesday burger and fry special for $5.99.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
And that's not the best picture, but you just have to have it.
I can see that. Like, here, let me read the description that they put this week for their Tuesday hot beef special. All right, ready for this?
Yeah.
It's cold out. You deserve some hot beef. Available all day Tuesday until 9 p.m. Lunch and dinner. Our slow-cooked tender roast beef and the always perfect Rotella's white bread, smothered in the amazing pot roast gravy. Pot roast gravy. That, remember I said it was like a roast. It had like a very carroty, very, and served with buttery mashed potatoes. This is exactly what you need.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's what we need, Tony.
Absolutely.
Let's just go back and get more. I mean, it said open till 9. We have like 2 minutes right now. Can they? No.
Here's the thing. I would definitely go there to try another menu on the comfort food menu, or even go back to the old standard cheeseburger and tot.
I mean, I would totally try the meatloaf. I haven't had a meatloaf, and I couldn't tell you the last time I had a meatloaf.
Oh my gosh. And then I would try the pork schnitzel.
Ooh, Schnitzel.
Yeah.
For
lovely pork
shizzle. Schnitzel. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Yep. Let's see. Menu. I'm trying to. Oh, yeah. You know what we got to get to? Yeah. Pork schnitzel. Our house breaded pork served with buttery mashed potatoes, sauerkraut, and mushroom sauce. Das is good. Wait, mushroom sauce? No, I don't like mushrooms. I wonder if I can request it with the beef gravy.
Maybe it's like a psychedelic mushroom sauce, Tony.
Well, maybe Whitney will just get it because she was talking about that and she likes mushrooms and I don't like mushies.
Okay.
So maybe I will get the meatloaf too, like you did before. Or the Salisbury steak.
Meatloaf.
Come on down on Salisbury Hill. Oh yeah. Okay, so
What?
we got to talk about the movie that you watched and then recommended to me
When's the last time anybody's had a Salisbury steak, Tony?
in high school. And they were like, "Oh, I hate Salisbury Steak Day."
Yeah, those like weird Salisbury. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I was since I haven't left the house. I mean, I've been kind of like in this weird state, Nebraska, where after finishing up all of like my broadcast commercials and stuff for the month, I've started to kind of like get back to all of my non-broadcast things that were piled up, and then I kind of like fell into that weird like project overload where it's like I need to do something that's not anything, so I started kind of like taking a look at like, well, what are some movies that are out there to watch. And then somewhere on YouTube this Red Letter Media video came up where they were talking about the Kid Detective.
Yep, the Kid Detective.
It wasn't a review, it was just like a little kind of a recommendation where they just kind of set up the premise a little bit. And they the movie came out in 2020 and I hadn't heard about it, and I saw that and I was like, well, that looks like a lot of fun. So I watched it and I was like, I'm really enjoying this. Tony, you should probably check this movie out.
And then the rest is history. What happened was our friend Derek, our mutual friend Derek, was coming over, and me and Whitney were like, hey, Aaron said that we should watch The Kid Detective. Let's watch the trailer. So then we were starting to watch the trailer, and Derek was kind of half watching it. He was kind of looking at his phone. But then Whitney was like, yeah, let's watch that. That looks fun. So then I was like, okay. So then we rented it. See, we're filmmakers and we're film supporters. We rent movies. We don't just always stream the free ones. Aaron's like, I stole it on the torrent, but but anyway,
is torrent still a thing? Can you still?
Well, here's the thing: is it stealing if he recommended it to somebody that rented it?
Yeah, there you go.
He redeemed himself. But anyway, so
it's totally worth the rental fee.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I liked it. It was completely entertaining. It's about a washed up. There was a kid detective. So he was younger. He was a kid, and he was doing he was solving all these different mysteries and like situations and like small crimes and stuff like that, or maybe not even small crimes. Like what would you say?
Well, they were just kind of like, it's almost like kind of like a. Like Andy Griffith's show level of like things. Like if there was like a kid that was like solving the like, well, who stole the missing, like fundraiser money?
Yeah.
Oh, it was this guy, and so it's very like insignificant little things that he's like finding, and he's not really a detective as he is just like, a little like precocious child who's kind of like, oh, I can solve mysteries, so I'm going to solve this one. It was this guy, it was this person.
And he had a treehouse office, and then he started working his way up and solving more and more mysteries. And so he actually had like a real office, and like the town loved him. And the guy that had the ice cream shop even offered to give him free ice cream for life because he helped him. What was the ice cream mystery? Or like, what was it that he solved for him that made it to where he gave him ice cream for life?
Oh gosh,
I don't There's a lot of stuff now, I forgot. I have such a bad memory. So I mean, we
weren't really taking notes to review.
Yeah,
exactly. It was more just kind of like
fun. We were trying to unplug our brain.
I enjoy it because, like, I don't know about you, Tony, but like I feel like I, at one point when I was a kid, kind of went through that like, it'd be fun to be a detective. You see like, I was reading like the Encyclopedia Brown books where it's kind of like a Hardy Boy thing where this kid like this brilliant genius kid is like solves all these little mysteries,
and you're like, I can do that.
There was one of them that I don't remember exactly the story, but I kind of remember like part of like how he solved it was by running like the bathtub and like flushing the toilet at the same time, and he deduced that this guy couldn't like have, well, I forget exactly what crime he solved or whatever like that, but like once or twice a year I think about that, usually when I'm like running water or like or flushing something, and it's like, I maybe I should go back and read that. I'm looking now. Apparently, those books are from the 60s. I didn't realize.
What, the Hardy Boys ones or the Brown?
No, Encyclopedia Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Mom, why are you, like, giving me detective books from the 60s? What the? I'm gonna have to have a little talk with my mother about that.
That's hilarious.
I assumed it was like what would have been like an '80s thing, but no.
So it was a dark comedy about. So basically, it goes from him being a successful child detective, and then it jumps to the future, and he's basically an alcoholic, like washed up 30-something, but he still has his office doing the kid detective stuff.
Yeah,
And like he never gave up the dream of his detective work, but he's just kind of like washed up and he's pathetic kind of. And he still redeems his free ice cream, but the guy at the ice cream shop is kind of annoyed. I love that shot of the guy that was annoyed by him. Yeah.
but it is funny though, because I particularly enjoy this level of dark humor, but like it's like, you know, the thing that you did that was like most notable in your life is you were this kid detective when you were 12, you know, and the mayor gave him this office, and
Yeah.
he still has the office into adulthood.
Yeah, I love that he still has the office.
You know, and everybody in town knows him as like, you know, the kid detective who's used to solve all these crimes. And like, if you look at the door on his office, it's like has his name and detective, you know, like, but you can see where like the words kid would have been at one point in time.
And then it's scratched off or something.
Yeah, like it's just the word detective, but you can see like where it's spaced.
It's
where the
like
word
off-centered.
I need to go back and watch it again to see if, like, you know, when you first see it, if it actually has kid detective on his name.
I bet it does. That's so
because
funny.
like every time they show that door, it's like obvious that the word like kid used to be there.
That's awesome. Yeah, and it's kind of hard to talk about because I don't want to give away all the big stuff because I actually want people to watch it. So there's some big twists. There's some big like situations that will happen when you watch it because you have to watch it. Okay, The Kid Detective.
But
from
there's
2020.
All the like the names of like the groups and the organizations and stuff in there, like the Red Shoe Gang. I mean, that totally sounds like something out of like Encyclopedia Brown or the Hardy Boys or Nancy Drew. It's like, oh, we got to go.
Red Shoe Gang.
I cracked the Red Shoe Gang case, you know.
Yeah.
And
that was so. Oh my God, the kids that he goes up to when he's trying to question about stuff were so hilarious. Like the bad kids that were almost like gothic or something. They were saying it was so funny. Yeah, there's so many funny little details. Like I kind of forgot a lot of them, but there were so many little subtle, like hilarious parts to it.
Yeah. I probably should have went back and rewatched it now that I think about it. You know, especially if
I know. I seriously would watch it again. I bet we could because, like, since we rented it, I bet we're allowed to watch it for a couple days or something.
Yeah, it depends.
I hope it
some of those places are like 24 hours. Sometimes it's just like
dang it,
like
yeah,
an indefinite thing. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And it was good. And like the end, like I mean, it was like, oh man, like the end really hit me. Like they're like the.
I know, because it went from dark comedy to basically just like kind of dark drama almost. Like mystery,
and there's one character
or thriller. Yeah,
like one of the last lines from like one of the characters. You know what I'm talking about. You know, really like resonated with me, and I was kind of like thinking about that all day long. You know, and like all week long. Really, it's just like
yeah, but we can't give it away.
No,
that's why it's hard to talk about. You know, if it was a super old movie, I would say I don't really care, but I actually want people to watch it.
Yeah, it's like I mean, at the end of the Crying Game. Well, I'm not going to give that one away. But at the end of Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, no.
Dang it! We don't want to give anything away.
No, that's not giving it away because none of that is actually in this movie. I mean,
so this is funny. So after that huge meal, this is way off subject because So after that huge meal of the comfort food at Winchester, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a healthy dinner. So I actually made like a cabbage soup with onions, cabbage, chicken broth, and then like chicken sausage diced up and thrown into it. And then spices, of course. So just that soup.
Cabbage.
But then it was funny because I had 2 bowls of that soup. And then I was like, well, I want more. Because it was good and it was pretty filling and stuff. Because it's just like, you know, water and cabbage and other stuff. And broth and whatever. But then I had peanut butter toast. And then even after that, I was like, what do I want? And that was when I grabbed the gelato and my vodka, and I came up for the podcast. So even though I tried to be healthy, it didn't quite work.
Do you just have like cabbages lying around for such soups?
I did buy a head of cabbage.
Okay.
Because I like to cook it sometimes just I like to saute cabbage to add, like just to have as a side sometimes.
Weird.
Yeah.
Tony and his cabbages.
You see, Aaron's not used to making sides of vegetables.
No.
Although I feel like you've been having some more semi-vegetables with your new cook. Or
is a potato a vegetable?
Pot. Yep. You have more than potatoes, don't you?
Yeah, sometimes it depends. I don't just make vegetables though. I mean, if it's part of like the recipe or something, I'll put them in. But I'm not just gonna like steam some broccoli. I'm not just gonna saute a cabbage.
Yeah.
I never realized the word cabbage was so fun to say.
Cabbage.
But anyways,
cabbage.
Kid Detective, I highly recommend it. It's worth like, the $4.99 or whatever you pay for it.
It was. Yeah, I think it was like $4.99 or something. So we were like, whatever, we'll just rent it. It's so funny. Whitney always yells at me. So I'm like, oh, God, it's only for rent. Right away, Whitney always yells. And she goes, Tony, you're a filmmaker. You can't be against renting movies. Like, you have to be willing to support other filmmakers. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, but how much is it directly always supporting filmmakers? I don't know. I feel like at that point, maybe they already made a deal, like where it's, I don't know. Do you know about how distribution works with like Amazon Prime?
It generally depends, but usually I'm assuming for like film companies especially, like I don't know, and things are different now with like even in the past like 10 to 12 months with the whatever's going on. Generally I'm assuming though that like if like let's say you pay Amazon $4.99, Amazon's getting like $4.29 of that. The filmmaker probably gets nothing directly from that.
Yeah, I feel like they just make bad deals where they're like, we'll buy this movie for $4,000 and then they get everything.
Yeah.
Like,
so really, piracy is quite all right because, really at the end of the day, the artist isn't going to be affected. I mean, I've seen, like musicians that are signed to like, to some labels, not locally. I'm talking like, like rappers and stuff that are signed to like regional labels or stuff like that, who are like where, they don't care if you buy their CD or not because they don't get any money from that. Oh. They want you to buy their shirt
because it just goes straight to the
then
label.
They actually get paid for it, so.
Oh yeah. Isn't it weird? It's so weird how all that money stuff works as far as distribution and all that and all stuff like that.
Yes.
Anyway, so that gets to the end of all that shit.
Have you been watching anything else, Tony?
Yeah. Let me think. We liked Bling Empire, a stupid reality show.
I don't like stupid reality shows.
So you wouldn't like that, but Bling Empire. We watched that movie I was telling you about, The Vibes. It's just called Vibes.
Yeah, and I watched it,
Cyndi Lauper. Oh yeah, you said you weren't digging it as much.
There was a lot of great quotes in there. Yeah, like Jeff Goldblum and Cyndi Lauper. I mean, those two are awesome together. I mean, it's the fact that there's a movie that exists where they're the lead actors. I know. I don't know why I thought you would like it so much. What was the turn off about it? It was just a little too that late 80s, early 90s thing, I mean,
the only thing I didn't like that much, and this is the way it is in every movie like that I don't like, is the forced adventure.
Yeah.
I didn't like when they went up into the mountains or whatever, and they were like, like when they had to find something in the mountains. I was like, okay, yeah, this is the annoying forced adventure part. Like, I always hate that forced adventure part. And then
but there is a lot.
It reminds me of the forced like troubles in movies, like the forced like, oh, these are the things that the people have to go through. Like,
but it kind of had like just that comedy style, like something like Nothing But Trouble would have, and I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint it because like, especially coming after our last episode when we were talking about 80s horror comedy Reanimator and stuff, there's a certain level of 80s comedy that I quite enjoy. And then there's like the later 80s, early 90s stuff where it's like, don't get me wrong, Jeff Goldblum had some great lines. Like there was like a line I think where like Cyndi Lauper says like, wow, you look tough. And he's holding this machine gun. He's like, yeah, it's real easy to look tough when you're carrying a machine gun. Everybody looks tough with a machine gun. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, there were so many funny little lines.
That's a line. I need to write that line down and use that for something because that's...
Another thing that we watched was Crime Scene, The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel.
You know what?
On Netflix.
You had posted about that. They were watching that, so I actually watched that.
Did you like that?
I did not.
What? How could you not?
It felt.
I like it. We liked the history of the hotel actually more than the disappearance.
Yeah, no, the history of the hotel was great, and like, you know, but it's like one of those things where like you could tell that like really, you know, the story was basically already over. And if anybody's been following the news, you know, this is what happened. There's nothing else.
We knew what had already happened.
And they're just drawing it out into 4 episodes and leading you different things. It's like blah 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 blah.
But the one good thing, it was a little bit drawn out. But the one good thing is that I didn't know it was going to be so much like hotel history and not just that story.
Oh yeah, no, and like the hotel history and like the you know. When they went into like a little bit of like you know, the Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, which conveniently Netflix also has a show about now. And
exactly. You can tell that they kind of they hid.
But then like, you know, the part that really bothered me is when they went to the internet, like, you know, amateur sleuth part of it. And
the stupid
everybody's so whiny.
Theorists.
It's like, I gotta know what's going on. There's something is definitely not right with that. There's definitely, it's like,
yeah.
And yes, if you watch the hotel, I mean, I remember like when we first saw the video clip of the young woman on the elevator, and it's like, it looks completely weird. But on the other hand, have you ever actually been on an elevator alone? I have. I would probably do the exact same thing. Nobody's watching. You know,
you're
just kind of like left to your own devices. And if you put in, you know, any level of like depression or anxiety or anything else, and it's just going to amp that up. And you're also seeing security camera footage when people are like, oh, there's clearly a cover up and the LAPD is they're slowing the footage down so we can't see what happened. It's like, how does that even make sense that they would do that?
Yeah.
Have you seen the Don't F with Cats?
I didn't watch it yet.
You should watch.
I heard it was
You should
good.
watch that because that has like a much better internet collective solve the case.
Like it actually has a good feel instead of like an annoying feel. Yeah, it was funny because Whitney kept calling that one guy creepy. The guy that was like super obsessed with Elisa Lamb. Like the guy that was like, I really cared for her. And
it's like,
she was like, this guy's a creep.
And then like, but just like whenever I would hear like one of those like voiceovers of one of those anonymous comments from the internet, like, I just really want to know what happened. I have to know. It's like, no, you don't. You know?
Yeah.
The girl's family has to know. The police have to know. The people who run the hotel. And it's like, and you know, and it's, I don't know. I mean, there's definitely a lot of really good, really interesting downtown LA history.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I just didn't like the fact that it was like stretched out and, you know, they basically.
Oh my God, I was so annoyed. So right when they were talking about the, oh God, what was his name? Morbid. Mm-hmm. Right when they showed Morbid, that musician guy that they were saying they thought he did it. I was literally like, I told Whitney right away. I was like, this guy did not do it.
Yeah.
I mean, well, we already knew what happened anyway, but I was like, this guy did not do it. He's just, they're demonizing him just because he's a heavy metal guy. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's like,
or like a death metal.
It's way too easy to say, oh, hey, you know, and it's like also too, you're talking about a known location in a city like Los Angeles. The fact that if any random person had posted a video of any time, you know, they're like that, it's like, all right, well, obviously they were in the same place at some point in time. You know, it's like,
and what it's like that has
the
nothing
people
to do
who are
with
sending him threatening messages like, you did it, you know, you guy, you know, we're not going to arrest until you know you go to, you know, and it's like, dude, I was not even in the country when this happened, you know.
Exactly, it's so messed up. I was just mad because he was so demonized. It's like, God.
Yeah, and really, I mean, if you know a lot of people who are like, you know, weird, morbid death metal type people or horrorcore rappers.
They're usually like the nicest
They
people.
really are because like they know that this is just a fantasy act and not reality. Unlike, you know.
Yeah, and it's like almost like just an aesthetic or like a weird artsiness or whatever.
Whereas on the converse of that is, I bet you a lot of those internet sleuth people, you know, like that's, you know, they really are like, you know, sneaky, suspicious, you know, demonizing, you know.
Well, the other weird thing is we've watched like a ton of those like murderer things and stuff like that. And I'm sorry, but like 95% of all those crazy, gross like killers are basically like normal seeming people, not death metal, like gory, like like gothic people, you know.
Yeah, I mean, really. With the following exceptions, artists usually don't represent like, you know, that close to like what their artistic representation is. And by the following example, Gigi Allen. That's like an example of somebody who absolutely is and lives, you know, and lived what they were. You know, wasn't just an act. Everybody else, though, whether you're like, you know, Mick Jagger or Morbid, You know, you're generally your stage persona is going to be, you know, at least, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's worth watching, I suppose. But I just like, it was just starting to irritate me, and like,
you just don't like anything, Aaron.
That's not true.
You're like, yes, I like The Kid Detective.
I love The Kid Detective. I also watched I watched Promising Young Woman the other day, and I really enjoyed that.
Oh yeah, that has the same guy in it, right?
Yeah.
Whitney loves that movie too. She keeps trying to get me to watch it, and I'm going to sometime. But
and I also watched Psycho Goreman.
Oh, did you like it?
I actually really enjoyed it, and that's another one of those movies where like they could have done that style in a way that I would have like completely hated it and clicked off, 20 minutes in. But I really wish that we would have had that movie back in our Splatterhouse movie nights, because that would be the absolute perfect movie to show in a room full of friends, like just as part of like a double feature or something.
Dang it, I'm gonna have to check that out. Do you think I'll like that?
You'd probably dig it.
You're like, I don't know.
You'd probably dig it. I mean, it's I don't know. It's really hard to say. Just watch the trailer. I mean, obviously it's not perfect. There's things that are a little off and a little odd, but like really, it's got heart. It really does have a lot of heart, and it's like you can tell that like it's a movie that I wish I could have made. It's not just like it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
We'll have to check out the trailer,
especially if you're into if you're into like Reanimator and you like it would appreciate like bands like Guar. You'll dig what they did with this. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, so for this episode, what is that? An antenna?
That's just my magnetic wand. I don't know why I'm holding
So for this episode, synth factor, synthesizer.
Oh,
should we get crazy, and should I do some vocals on something?
You want to do some vocals on something, huh, Tony?
We haven't done a song for a while.
We haven't.
I was kind of jealous once you had that song that you were singing. What was the last one you were singing?
The microwave.
Was it the Get Into the Beat?
The MKS 80 Get Into the Groove one.
But I forgot what you were singing. You were like you were singing about whatever we were talking about, but I forgot what it was.
Since we were talking about like warm comfort foods, maybe we did a warm comfort scent.
Yeah.
Like the Roland Juno 60.
Ooh.
That would be a nice, because like last time we had the Roland Alpha Juno, which came out in the later 90s and was kind of used in a lot of like techno and rave stuff. But the
should we sing about comfort food? Or what should we sing about? Or should we sing about The Kid Detective?
Maybe a little of both.
Yeah.
But the Roland Juno 60 was the preset version of the Juno 6 that came out in 1981. The Juno 60 came out in 82. And it's been used by a lot of stuff. If you listen to the 80s music, you've heard the Juno 60, like the little arpeggiated patterns and like Cyndi Lauper songs, like All Through the Night.
Nice.
That's Juno 60. Eurythmics' Sweet Dreams, that's all Juno 60. The dun 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 dun. That's Juno 60.
Should we get crazy and seriously make like a full-fledged song for it?
Yes, we should probably get crazy and make a full-fledged song for it.
Because what we can do is just take this whole we could just take the rest of the week and weekend to make to do that, and then we could put the episode out on like Monday or Tuesday or something.
Would you like that, folks? Is that what you want to hear?
Yell into your phones, yell into your computers. Is that what you want?
It is? Okay.
Oh my gosh, I heard a resounding yes. They want to hear a full-fledged song, Aaron.
Well, let's do it,
and they
Tony.
want us both to sing.
Let's get to work on this.
I heard a little birdie said that they want you to sing too.
Sweet. Well, you're going to get your wish, little birdie.
Yeah.
Yep. Should we play him the song?
Let's hit play. Ready? On 3, 2, 1. Click.
Are my eyes glazed over? Am I falling backward onto the bed? Is my stomach far too full now? Gluttonous comfort food, but not a regret. If my eyes glaze over, I'm too comfortable. Winchester, you have done it again. The Winchester bar and grill everything. But the addition of the comfort food really takes it beyond our wildest dreams.
Let the gravy spill, let the potatoes mash,
Let the corn be placed. Let the hot beef sing. Let the chicken fried chicken and chicken fried steak sing as well.
Everyone looks brave, holding a machine gun. The road to Runza's dark and full of tears. Like a good neighbor, if you need comfort, Winchester's is there. Yeah, like Sarah Winchester, building her mystery house with all the stairs leading to nowhere, so the ghost can't follow her. The ghost of all of her victims, of her husband's instrument of death. And this is a real thing, people. Look it up. Wow. Well, that was something.
Oh my. I'm proud of that. You know, that's a piece that I'm really proud of. I haven't heard it yet. I mean, what I have. I mean, we just made it. I mean,
what?
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm proud of it.
That's great. Hey, if you're still listening at this point, well, that's great. But if you're still listening at this point, what's your favorite song from a Munchie Boys episode?
Yeah, either what's your favorite song or what's your favorite synth
Right.
Sample, I guess you would
I'd
call
say
it,
let's get more discussion. You know, mention it in the bottom, and if you have any question, in the comments, at the bottom of this page or wherever you're watching, you're listening to.
I mean, if enough people love it, I just thought of this, but I mean, what if me and Aaron put out a vinyl of just all the music stuff from the show? I mean,
we could. And what would you want to hear on there? Would you want to hear Get Into the Groove? Do you want to hear the our Juno 60 song that we just played? Do you want to hear,
or would you just want it to be all 36 songs from the whole thing?
like I love,
because they're short.
I love the Dire Lion. You know, there's a
there's a lot of options, and if you had that on vinyl, think about how hip you'd be.
We could throw in Power of Gloves.
I mean, we might have to pay a little bit of royalties on some of that, but
so. Yeah.
All right.
Tell us what your favorite songs are, and if you have any questions for the Munchie Boys, comment on our Facebook, and maybe we'll mention your name in the next episode.
Absolutely. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next episode.
Until then, we're the Munchie Boys. Yow.